our yeast in our almost like syrup, almost pineapple syrup. We're gonna get every little bit out of there. Now I'm just gonna give ingredients. Now this is gonna go on the electric mixer. Snip, 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 and snip, and snip, and snip. And I hope this was easy and understandable for you. Enjoy your... ¿Cómo está? And welcome to our vlog, Arlen's American Filipino vlog. So these are your basic ingredients. We have olive oil, dry active yeast, Crisco, which is our shortening. This we're going to use juice out of the fluid. We have table salt, milk, and flour. That's all the ingredients we need. Today we're going to make Hawaiian bread. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our active dry yeast going. Now we've already microwaved our fluid. Instead of water today, we're using pineapple syrup. We microwaved it and we got it to the perfect temperature, which happens to be between 105 and 118 degrees. So we're going to pour this in there, whisk this in here a little, mix it right up. We're going to let that sit for 5 minutes. All right, we'll set that aside. Now, in the mixer, we have 3 cups and 3/4 cups of flour. Okay, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar because we like it sweet. So there's the sugar. Now this is 1/2 of a tablespoon of salt. If you really need to do it down, break it down, it's 2.5 teaspoons to a tablespoon. So that would be 1 full teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now those are our dry ingredients. We have as a wet ingredient milk. Now the milk, you're instructed to boil it just till it froths and then take it off and cool it to lukewarm or room temperature depending how hot it is in. This is one of the wet ingredients we'll throw in now. It is Crisco. That's our shortening. That's 1 full tablespoon. We use 1.5. Now, I tend not to measure things very well. That looks like a half to me. So there you have our 1.5. Okay, now we are going to be back in 3.5 minutes when our yeast is done activating, and we'll put all the ingredients together and throw it on the mixer. Thanks for joining us. See you in a minute. You can take a look at our yeast in our syrup, pineapple syrup. It's got a nice froth on it like a beer. We're going to stir that down, almost like whipped cream almost in there. All right. And we're going to add that to our milk that's sitting right here. And we're going to get every little bit out of there. Okay. Now I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And then I'm going to add that to our dry ingredients. Now this is going to go on the electric mixer and it'll run for about 2 minutes. If it seems a little too thick, add a little water. If it seems a little too runny, then add a little more flour. So we're going to... I haven't seen you use it. Well, after we mix the dough, we're going to use this mixing bowl to rise the dough. And I've coated the inside with a little bit of olive oil. That's where the olive oil is, okay? Okay, welcome back. It's been mixing for 2 minutes. Go ahead and turn it. Now when we take the dough out of the mixer, it's not going to look too pretty, okay, because it's a mixer, it's not done by hand. So there we have a big old lump. Now we have some flour on our hands so the dough doesn't stick to us. See, try and get every bit off. All right, so here's your dough ball. All right, we're just gonna knead this a couple times. Fold it. Okay, now there's your lump of dough. Now, remember our mixing bowl? We coated with olive oil. That's where we're going next. Okay, so here's the mixing bowl. Now, we're gonna put the top side down first so we can roll it around. Get it coated with the oil. Then we put the bottom side down, do the same thing. All right, now it's sitting there a nice lump. Now we're gonna take saran wrap and we're gonna cover it and we're gonna let it sit for 1 full hour. So here's the saran wrap. There you go. We'll see you guys back in about an hour. Thank you. The dough, relieve some air, fold it, punch it again, fold it, punch it again. Now we're going to take it out. Now you see we've put some flour on the counter here. We're going to spread it out so that nothing sticks. We'll put that right there. We're going to take our roller and roll it in the flour real quick and coat it. Okay. Now it's difficult sometimes to work this into a nice rectangle because dough is not your friend. It wants to be in the position it was. It doesn't want to be in the position you put it in. Okay? All right, good talk. So now we're going to try and roll this out. Okay, here we go. It's actually kind of cooperating. I'm a little surprised. Now we're ready to roll it. Okay, so we're going to pull this as tight as we can without tearing it. Start rolling it over. Alright, now we've got a nice roll. We're going to pinch the seam here so it stays nice and connected. Now that you won't see later because that'll be on the bottom. Okay, so that's what the top looks like. Now we're going to pinch it here and pinch it about here. We press down like this. We fold that under and we fold that under. Now that's your loaf right there. Now we're going to take our pan that we greased. Okay, we're going to place it right in the middle like that. Now remember the seam is down. You don't see the seam anymore. I'm just going to press it a little so it's in there. Now I'm going to take melted butter. It's unsalted, okay? And I am just going to coat the outsides. Now we're going to take that saran wrap that we set aside a couple of minutes ago. We're going to cover it. And we're going to wait 1 more hour. And we're going to let it rise again. So we'll see you in an hour. Welcome back. The dough log has risen for another hour in the pan. And here it is. Now, I am going to put a small slice in the top and then add a little more butter. Alright, so here we go with a nice thin slice. Don't cut it too deep because it really likes to expand. Okay? Literally, I just brushed the surface. You pour butter right in the middle of that. Okay, and then we will brush everything else everywhere else. Now, it's okay if your bread is not pretty, because right now, if you look in this side, it ain't pretty. Look at that. It's pretty ugly. If you look at this side, oh my God, that's perfect. It's going to come out good. It's going to fill the pan. Don't you worry about nothing. All right, there we go. Now we're going to put it into the oven. Now, I preheated the oven about 20 minutes ago to 400, and we're going to put it on 400 for 30 minutes. Now, you want to put it on a rack that's a little lower than center in the oven so that the top of the pan is the center. And there you go. We'll see you in 30 minutes. So, welcome back. It's been 30 minutes, and we're about to take it out. Woo-hoo! Look at that. All right, there that baby is. We're gonna immediately take it right out. And there you have it. And now we are going to brush it with butter. Again, because that's what it calls for. It says brush the crust with butter. I'm sure that's to soften it back up. There you have it, guys. One loaf of Hawaiian bread, fresh out of the oven.
We'll eat it later.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this was easy and understandable for you. Enjoy your cooking experiences. Be well.
Salamat sa panonood.
What she said. Salamat sa the ud.
Panonood.
Panonood. Yeah, that's it. Bye. Salamat sa panonood.